Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you what you need for today's technique. I have done some research and taken some classes and done some workshops, and all that I've learned in my previous years I've kind of accumulated to what I'm going to show you this week as far as lash creation, how to start from scratch, whether you have money to go buy the supplies or you have to work with what you have at home, which a lot of times is what we need to do. And this is mainly for fantasy lashes per se, if you want to put them in your competition mannequins for Skills You Say competitions, projects, things of the sort. Okay, so start with a clean tabletop. I have this, it's just a board. Got it at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. I like it because it just gives me a nice flat surface. And then I have my, this is a manicure napkin for manicure setup, but I like to use them for my station setups. Okay. All right. So I have a nice clean tabletop to work with. Now I'm going to show you. Now these I got at, I think at Big Lots. Okay. And they are strip lashes. There's a set of 3. Okay. So a lot of times we can just go to the store and buy them and put them on the mannequin and we're done. Perfect, right? But sometimes you need a particular feather or a particular glitter or color, or you want it to be different, or you're really wanting your competition, your mannequin during competition to really stand out from the rest. And you want to be creative and create your own. So I'm going to teach you how to make these, okay, from scratch, okay? So this is what we're aiming for, okay? Every time that I buy a set of lashes, I always keep the tray. Even if I use these on clients or mannequins or whatnot, I don't throw my trays away. Now, students, as you get to know me, you'll know that I hardly throw anything away because you can always reuse everything. I'll be doing some videos on how to create a cosmetology, a mini salon, and I've been collecting random little things. For example, this could be used, if you cut this out, it could be used as a window, right? So I save the box, and then when it comes time to build my salon, I can cut this out and have a window, okay? So definitely keeping in mind everything that you come across can be used for something else. So don't throw things away. All right, so I'm going to teach you how to make this. 2 techniques. One technique from scratch and a second technique by using lash tabs, and that'll be tomorrow, okay? So that's your end goal. So we put that to the side. That's just the example of what we're going to create. All right, like I said, from scratch, you're going to need, not in any particular order, a glue gun and glue sticks. Just one, really. You're not going to need a lot. You're going to need double-sided sticky tape and regular tape. Okay. You're going to need a marker. This is about probably, I don't know, it's pretty thick. It's a Mr. Sketch marker. It's a pretty thick marker, so you want because the lashes are going to go around, so you want it to be pretty big, like the jumbo markers. Okay, so you need a thick marker, and you don't want a marker to have like, you want it to be a straight surface. You don't want it to be angled. Okay, that's going to be important. Okay, you're going to want some scissors. Now I found these in my lash kit. This has a little brush and scissors. I can take this off, or just regular scissors is fine. Pointed scissors, nice and sharp, are definitely important on this one because we're going to be point cutting our lashes to make them wispy and blend. If you have a spoolie or a mascara wand, that would work just fine. If not, one of these little brushes is perfect. This kind of brush would be, or bristle would be good. If not, just a clean, not used toothbrush. Now, if you're using this for a mannequin, you know, not going to be put on anybody, an old toothbrush that you have cleaned and sanitized would work just fine. But just a brush, okay? You need the back of, I'm using these little applicators, but the back of maybe 2 paintbrushes. You're just going to use this to spread out just a little bit. You can use toothpicks or bobby pins. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Mascara, or I'm sorry, not mascara, curler, lash curler. Okay, you want to make sure that the rubber band on the inside is clean, so you can take that out and sanitize that. Okay, you don't want any gunk on it. So for this and for every day, but for sure, keep that clean. And then just cardboard, cardstock, any thick kind of paper. You're going to make a tray. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that for your presentation. So this here is just regular cardstock paper. If you don't have any, just look into your pantry and maybe a cereal box or a pasta box or something of the sort. You can cut up and use the cardboard there. Okay, any thick cardboard that comes in junk mail that comes in the mail, that works too. Now, as far as fibers go, I'm going to use this blue hair extension fiber. There are so many, I have so many hair extensions, it's not even funny. I've got all different colors and lengths, and this one's a pink one, and yellow and red and green and all that kinds of stuff. So if you are going, let's say that your look is a mermaid, okay, and you're going for mermaid lashes and you want a specific look, okay, that matches the hair, matches the outfit, the makeup, whatnot. You sometimes can't go buy them, right? So you have to use different fibers. And then this is plastic, obviously, because it's a cheap extension hair. But this is blue. It's the color that would match your mermaid design. It doesn't have a lot of texture in it. Okay, once you put it all together, it would do just perfect for your lashes. So I'm gonna show you with the colored hair, so that way you can see that you can use this kind of fiber, this kind of hair for your lashes. Okay. If you don't have or can't go get extension hair. Now, this particular one I got at a store that I like to go to with Miss Martinez in Austin when we go do our visits over there. This beauty supply, I think it's like $2, right? The cheap hair it's not expensive. It's really inexpensive. So if you don't have this, you can get an old makeup that's clean. When I say old, I mean clean, okay? Don't use old, dirty things. But again, it's for a mannequin, so no biggie. Make sure it's clean. But an old makeup brush that maybe you don't want blue, maybe you just want the black or the brown or, you know, whatnot. You can use the brush and you can cut it. Cut up the brush, it has the bristles on it, and then you can use those bristles, okay? Let's say you're in a pickle, okay, and you're doing a project and you don't have an old mascara, or you don't have a makeup brush, you don't have the hair fiber, the extensions. Okay, what do? Okay, so you have hair on your head, okay? Make sure it's clean, and if it's for a project, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't go to the store, you have nothing else that you could use, no other type of fiber, you don't have a mannequin head you can cut some hair off of, you can use real human hair. But again, this is just for a project. This is not to be used on another person. That is a no-go, okay? You can get a mannequin or a hair weft that you might have and cut off a little chunk of hair, and you can make your lashes out of that. Let's say that you have a mannequin that you're doing a color project on, and you want the lashes to match the hair color on the mannequin. Snip a little bit of the hair color, or the hair off of the mannequin with the hair that's been colored, like let's say if it's, you know, like I said, a mermaid type of a hair color effect, okay? And you want that same color of fiber on the lashes. Snip a little bit off and use that. Okay, again, for projects, not for people, okay? So those are the things that you're going to be needing for today's technique of how to create from scratch, how to create lash strips for a project. So let's go ahead. We're going to stop here and then I will come right back on and then we'll get started on our technique. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started in creating our strip lash from scratch. Complete scratch, okay? Okay. Alright, so I have my tools here, everything that I'm going to be using for this. I have my glue gun that is plugged in. Be careful where the cord is so somebody doesn't trip over it. Every time that you use hot glue, know that, especially if like this one doesn't have a stand, but it does stand up on its own, but the tip touches the table, so don't burn, which is why I like to have this bottom board here, just so that way I don't burn my actual table. My table is plastic and then I don't want to ruin my tablecloth, okay? So I always want to make sure that if I don't have a stand for my hot tool, that I have a little rubber mat, or heat resistant rubber mat, or if I do lay it down, I lay it down over, I usually get a magazine, but I just grab this scrapbooking sheet here. It's the thick cardstock, but so that way the glue drips on here and it doesn't drip onto my countertops or anything of the sort, because then it's really hard to get off. Another thing, notice that I put the hot glue gun facing towards me with the tip right here. So if it's like this and I'm working, I could accidentally forget, and then I'm gonna burn my hand here if I touch it or kind of graze it a little bit. So you always want the source of the heat to be pointed away from you. So it should be laying down like this. Okay, so you just want to be careful safety-wise with all of that, okay? All right, so you definitely want to have your glue and your glue gun, hot, plugged in, hot and ready, okay? This one needs a glue stick, so I'm going to go ahead and load it up. You always want to have all your supplies ready to go. And then I have my supplies or tools laid out in order that I'm going to be using them. And I've got my 2 little papers to make my paper tray in a little bit there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay? So I'm going to take a little bit, maybe about a good inch worth, or a nice little chunk of hair, okay? And I'm going to cut it. You can, I would say maybe 2 to 3. 2 is, pushing it, but maybe 3 or longer, but 3 is good inches, okay? And again, this is like a little scissor comb, so you can comb it out, and then you can definitely cut, okay? But I like to use these scissors because they're super sharp and they're my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and take it, and I'm just going to come in and cut. So I have a nice straight line of my fibers, okay? So be careful when you're breathing, because then I'm going to put it down, I'm going to hold my fingers down like so, okay? Be careful when you're breathing, because sometimes if you breathe too hard, then the fibers kind of go all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and take my double-sided sticky tape and my marker. So this first section, because I had it in a little box, it's kind of messed up, so I'm not going to use that, so it has good stick. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to put it on the edge. Make sure you have enough. I do not have enough for it to go all the way around, so I'll just take another piece. And then just wrap it around. You want the tape to go all the way around, okay? At the AP here is where I will probably cut, but you can cut in any way, okay? So let's go ahead and continue. We are now going to spread out the hair. Okay, where I place it down, I put it in a pretty good spot that I want it to be. You can always pick it up and move it around should you choose. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my brush. Well, I guess I will move it this way a little bit, put it a little bit too close to that. Lay it down. Okay, I'm going to take my finger and spread it out a little bit. And then I'm going to put my finger down and I'm going to hold it down. Any loose fibers I want to get rid of. Okay, so you're just brushing it. Take your fingers and kind of wipe that down. Okay. And then I'm going to take my, if this is too thick, like there's too much hair, it's not going to work. So you definitely have to spread it out. So I'm going to take my two ends of my brushes, my paint brushes, or I could even use this and the tip of my scissor, two bobby pins, two Q-tips, I'm sorry, toothpicks, that's fine. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to spread it out. Okay, and I probably can spread it out a good bit. So I want to spread it out, and what I want to keep in mind is this section here, not so much this over here. So my wispies, okay? So as I come in, I want to pull towards me. So see how this hair is laying down that way, this hair is laying upward. So I want the hair to go this direction because that's how I want my lashes to go, okay? So I'm just rolling the hair to stand it up and separating it. Okay. Okay. Once I've separated it and it's not all clumped up together, then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to hold down nice and firm. And then I'm going to, with my brush, oh no, with my brush, I'm going to brush it out. You got to really hold it firm or else that will happen. Okay, get all that excess hair out of the way. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to kind of brush the rest of the hair out of the way. What I'm going to do with my double-sided sticky tape, I'm going to come in, okay, and I'm going to, and don't worry so much about this part. This is where I want my lashes right here. This is my section that I want. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to roll hair on, and I'm going to help it with my fingers. Whatever you picked up, great, and whatever you didn't pick up, don't worry about it. So I'm coming back in and I'm pushing, helping those fibers get stuck to that double-sided sticky tape. Now, if you buy the cheap double-sided sticky tape, it might not work as well, okay? So, pushing it on. Before I mess with it anymore, I want to take my second piece of tape. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Snooping a tape. Okay, I want to take my second piece of tape and I want to wrap it around my fibers, like so. Okay, so I've got my tape around here. I'm going to pull it down a little bit, and as I'm holding it, okay, I'm going to brush. So any fibers that are coming loose, we want to go ahead and get rid of them. Now, if you notice, they kind of got loose on me. That's okay. That's no problem. No worries at all. Okay. So pretty much the hair that's there is not coming off. So it should look like a troll's head of hair. Okay. All right. So get that all out of the way. Okay. We're going to come in and the tape on the top is going to slide, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. We'll get it all going here in just a second. Okay. We're going to take our hot glue gun and just push the tape up a little bit. Making sure that you don't glue the glue gun doesn't touch, or the glue from the glue gun doesn't touch the actual marker. Okay, you don't want to stick that on there. So that's why you got to make sure that your tape is right on the edge of that marker. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and come on in, and we're going to take our glue gun, and just at the rim edge of that tape and of the lash, we're going to add glue, and you're just using the tip of the glue gun to smother the glue in to blend it in. You want to make sure to go a little at a time. Flatten out the glue as much as possible. You don't want it to be too crazy clumpy. All right, once you have glue all the way around, okay, so let me go back. You see the marker, the tip of the marker? Then there's a space and then it's the top tape, right? So the glue is going to be the band, okay? So I put the glue all the way around. Okay, now when I move it, it doesn't move because the double-sided sticky tape, the hair stuck to that and that is stuck to the marker. When I take that and cut that and take it off, nothing is going to be stuck to the marker. So that's why you got to make sure that that double-sided sticky tape is right to the tip, okay? Then once you apply the glue, if you see some clumpy spots because it's glue and this is hot, the tip of it, you can take the tip of the glue gun and melt the glue that's already on your tip of your marker, okay? So just by touching it with the tip of the glue gun, because it's hot, it will melt that glue and you can smother it down to get it as flat as you can. And again, it's for the mannequin, so it's not going to be too crazy bad if it's bumpy, okay? All right, so by now, even if you pull on it and tug on it, not too hard, it won't come off, okay? So there you have it. So then you're going to come in and you got to use really sharp scissors, okay? Oh, and I didn't mark it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come on in, and I'm going to cut this off. And I want to make sure that I get my double-sided sticky tape as well. You can use a X-Acto knife. That works as well. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut my double-sided sticky tape. Be careful not to cut yourself. And then I'm going to peel my double-sided sticky tape. I cut on the wrong side. It's okay, no worries. Okay. So, as I'm cutting my double-sided sticky tape, okay, pulling it off. Here we go. So I'm going to flip this around. And now I'm going to put double-sided. I'm going to put glue on the other side of that. So I'm going to flip this paper around. I'm holding it with the double-sided sticky. I'm going to make the back of the band. Okay, so I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to just go across, making sure that I'm applying the glue and I'm flattening it out. I'm applying the glue as smooth as possible. And again, this glue is to create the band, okay? The band of my lash. If you bend the lashes, no worries. If you move them around, big deal. Just take your brush. Okay. If you get any gaps, like I noticed this piece in the middle, if you have gaps, just what you can do, well, I need to dry first. What you can do is you can take your little piece of fiber, okay, and if like let's say that gap there, you can just add it too. So let me show you. Just take a little bit here of glue and then put your fiber over the top. Push it in. Use your toothpicks to help you so you don't get stuck to the double-sided sticky tape. And then add some more glue on top. Okay. So you are just bonding together with the hot glue your fibers in a row. Okay. Let that dry. You're going to let that dry for just a little bit. Now the double-sided sticky tape, if it just keeps bothering you or getting in your way, just take it off. You're done with it. And if it's too tangled, you can leave it. It's fine. Okay. So you're going to have to let your glue dry really well. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side, let it dry, and I'm back to continue. All right, it's dry now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I can take, again, the double-sided sticky tape off, or you can just leave it. You're going to toss that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush through my lashes. So I have here my band of the hot glue on both sides. Okay, so that band, okay, you need to make sure that it's even all the way across. You can't have one high up here, one low down here, or angled. It's got to be straight as possible. Then I'm going to take my brush, whether it be this kind of bristle or this bristle, and I'm going to puncture it through, making sure that there's no U-shaped type of hairs that got tangled or caught. Okay. Then after that, once I'm happy with that, just brush this all out of the way so it doesn't get in the way of the video here. You're going to take your, stuck here, let me put my glue gun, I want to mess up my table here. I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors. Now I've got my band of glue. Okay, you can have pretty sharp scissors for this because it has to cut through the glue. The tape part, you don't need it anymore. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut the band in the middle, the band of the glue that I created. So now I have a pretty straight line. It's all put together by the glue. Okay, if there's any pieces of the tape, just take them off, okay? Any weird, chunky bits and pieces, just cut them off. Now, there shouldn't be tape on this section, not the double-sided sticky tape or the regular tape. You should just have the glue, okay? So right now it's pretty thick. I'm going to go in and make it a little bit thinner here in just a second. But first of all, I want to inspect and I want to form my lash. Now what you want to do according to how you're going to place it on the mannequin, okay, I would be placing mine like so, okay, because of the curve of the hair. You see it? It's got a little bit of a curve there. So I want to inspect it now, okay, figure out which one's your top side, which one's your bottom side, and I want to inspect it. So when you inspect it, you want to take it and kind of roll it this way. And for me, I've got a little piece right here that needs to be glued down a little bit better. Okay, you can see it right there on the corner right there. That piece right there sticking up. So I want to come back over this and I want to melt it with a tip. And if you need to add more glue anywhere, you can. If you need to add more chunky fibers, you can at this point. Okay. If there's a piece you don't like let's say for example, this chunk of hair right here that's going this direction, if you don't like it, just cut it right at the tip here at the base and then add a new chunk of hair on top with some glue. So it's very versatile as far as you working with it and creating what you would like. Okay, so now that I have my lash and I'm happy with it, okay, I'm going to then cut it. So this is going to be my long piece. I'm going to do this way. And I'm going to just give it a basic. This is going to be like if I was putting it on myself, it'd be my left eye. Okay. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to give it its angle. Like so. Okay. Now that I have the angle, okay, I'm going to, and the length, obviously, you want to figure out how long you want your lashes. You want to come in and you want to point cut. Okay, so I'm going to flip it this way. So when you point cut, you go in with your scissors open and you close the scissors as you pull backwards. Okay, so go in and close on your way out. Okay, that's how you're doing your point cutting. Now keeping in mind that you have a straight blade for your scissor, but that you are working on curved hair here. So you want to keep that in mind. Okay, so you can go in deep with a point cut or you can just go at the very tip. That is up to you. And you just want to trim them up until you're happy with whatever you want. Okay, now this is curved, so I don't want to go in with my flat scissor, straight scissor, because then look, I'll cut that chunk off. So I just want to comb it out and then do my point cutting. Close on your way out. Okay, and then just clean it up. Okay, now you can also from here add different color fibers of hair should you choose. It's totally up to you. So let me go ahead and add that one little piece I need to fix. And either just melt it down by touching it with the glue gun or adding some more glue. Gotta let it dry. Once it's dry, then you want to go in and just cut at the edges, cut the corners, bend it. I'm sorry, not bend it, but round it out. Okay. All right, and there you have it. There is your lash. Obviously, this is really long. I made it really a little bit extra long so that way you can better see it on the camera. Since I don't have like the really up close, it gets really blurry if I do that. But from here, what you want to do, you can put paint over this. You can add feathers. You can add glitter, etc., etc. We're going to go ahead and you can do the little bit of a curl. Now this is synthetic hair, so you can't use heat on it because it'll melt. But if you had extensions that were okay for heat, then and they wouldn't melt those types of fibers, then you can go ahead and make sure to use heat and it'll work better. So I'm going to take section at a time and I'm going to gently come in. Hang on. Get this going here. And I'm going to gently come in, give it a little bend. And again, we're doing section by section. Gotta need this middle section. Push it in there. All right. You can take if it's really long for your mannequin, you can take your curling iron and curl it out as well. Another thing you can do is you can dip this in water, get it wet, take a straw, and then you're going to lay a napkin down. Let me show you. Let's pretend this is my straw. Well, let me get a marker. Let's say that this is, I'm going to get my hair wet, okay? I can put a little bit of gel in it. I'm going to take my marker. We're going to start here, and then I'm going to take this paper, and then I'm going to roll my lash. Got to make sure I don't get my fiber stuck on my paper. And after you're done rolling it, because this is how they roll lashes, you put a rubber band on it and you let it set overnight, okay? Just be careful because sometimes you get a really, really curly lash. And if that you're not going for curly, then use instead of a thin marker, use a thick marker. And then can you see here the difference of how this would curl compared to if you use this marker, how much that would curl all the way. So that's how you would do it. You just have to get the hair wet, roll it in the marker, and then the paper. You can use aluminum if you don't want your paper, to stay soggy or get any bacteria or anything like that in there overnight. And then you want to go ahead and unroll it the next day, and then you have your curl. You can also, let's say I really wanted this, right? But obviously that's way too long. So you can then come in and you can cut it. So you can measure it out. Let's say that your lash is going to be, my scissors are here. Let's say my lash is going to be here, okay? And that's how thick, how wide I want my lash to be. So because it's a flat surface here, you can bevel this out. If you needed to make your glue line wider, you could, and then give it a little smiley line type of a curl, making sure that you don't cut all your glue off. So instead of a straight line, now it's got a little bit of a dent, okay? Be a lot easier to apply. You can also, like I said, you can just make it more curved. You just have to plan that ahead of time. And then just since you cut it, just, blend it out into the design and wisp that you want. Okay, and then once you have your look, there you go. There's your lash. So you don't have to go to the store and buy them. You can make them. Okay, and of course you have this little one that can be, used for the other eye or the bottom of the lash or whatnot. Like so. You can layer it too. Okay. All right, so then let me show you now how to create your tray, your paper tray. So you want to present your lashes. So we'll put this to the side. We've got 2 pieces of paper, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little box. So we're going to take about 1 inch, doesn't have to be perfect. You just fold it over. That is not perfectly cut square. So then I'm going to take the tip of my marker where my fold is, and I'm going to iron it per se, really crease it. You just take your nail and really crease that right there. So I have my bend L shape. Okay. Then I'm going to take same size. Okay. I'm going to take a little paper. I'm going to fold it. 1. Just to make it thick, okay? And I'm going to fold it again. Fold it down the middle. Use my finger, come in, use my marker, crease it really good, okay? Like so. And then I want to cut it down the middle. So I'm going to just eyeball it. Yeah. All right. Then I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to curl it like so. Just going to curl it like so. Okay. So then I'm going to I'm going to glue this like so. Okay. So I'm going to get maybe I want to curl them a little bit more. You don't have to, you can. Just so it has a good stick. You can use any material paper, should you like. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just put glue at the tip of that. Now you got to work fast because it is glue, especially if you get the cheaper glue sticks, they dry super fast. If you get the industrial type of glue gun with the glue sticks, then they definitely don't dry as fast. So I'm going to quickly come in, place the tip down, place the back down like so. Hold it, push it down and push it back. Hold it. Now it is a thick curved paper that you manipulated, so unless if the glue is dry, then it's going to want to pop off. So you got to really hold it. Okay. I'm going to put a little extra glue down here. Anytime you have any glue with a glue gun that's like not wanting, it's really clumpy, you just take the tip of the glue gun and just kind of go over it and it smooths it out. Alright, so there's one. Now I'm going to do my next one. Again, I got to go fast. You can use any material to create these with. You can take paper and then cover it with fabric if you're going to do like a really nice presentation of your product. Like if you wanted to freelance sell these kinds of lashes for like festivals or something of the sort. You can do that. Okay. Push down and then push back. And this side dried on me, so let me reapply the glue. Ouch, hot. It's hot, so be careful not to burn yourself. Alright, and that is your tray. Now, what you can do from here is, let me cut this. This is bothering me because this is not. So what you can do from here, where's my lash? Take a little bit of lash glue, which I don't have in front of me, and then you're just going to, you can either glue them on the top or just glue them on the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna use just because it's my demonstration. You guys don't do this. This is just my demonstration. So I'm gonna add a little bit of glue on the bottom. And then I'm just going to place them. Let me put it down here. Place it down here. Now I added this glue just for demonstration purposes. You guys do not add the glue. Don't stick this on this, don't stick your lash on this paper unless if you just aren't gonna move it from here. Okay, this is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so there you have it. Oh. There we go. Okay. All the little glue strings, you want to take those off. Okay. All right, so there are your lashes. All nice, neat, and ready to go. So then you can take these lashes and you can put them on a mannequin for competition. You can layer them up. You can add glitter, gems, flowers, feathers, all kinds of stuff, different color fibers. I'm going to show you how to stack lashes on Thursday, so you'll be able to do that as well to make them really big, dramatic, and bulky. But there you go. If this is, then you can put the name here, whatever that name would be, because all lashes have a name. So, you know, Lola or whatever. And then there you go. There's your presentation of your lashes. Okay. So this this weekend you're going to have a project to do, and so you're going to do this. You're going to create lashes, okay, of any theme, any color, any made out of anything, whatever you want them to be. But this is going to be how you create your tray, okay? If you don't have hot glue, you can use tape to tape this down. It's fine. But you have to make your tray, okay? And then you have to make your lashes. So you can be as creative as you like. You can make them as big, as short, as fluffy, as long, as avant-garde crazy or classic as you wish, but you're going to name your lashes, you're going to create them, you're going to glue them down. Now for your presentation for the project, yeah, you'll take the hot glue gun, should you choose, and you glue them down so they don't move. But if you're doing this for a project, don't glue them down to the paper. I mean, you can still, for a project mannequin, you can still peel this off and peel it off and then put on the mannequin. But yeah, so that's how you wanna do your lashes. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that helps someone out, and hopefully it enhances your mannequins for competition. And I'm excited to see what you guys are going to turn in this weekend. So you guys have fun, get creative, and there's a Pinterest board on here as well. There's 2 Pinterest boards that I have. One is called Bat Your Eyes, and the other one is called Wink Wink. So I linked them in your Schoology, so you guys check them out so you can get some ideas on some awesome lashes that are out there, and we shall see what you get inspired with and come up with. So we'll see you guys on the next one.